Hey guys, Mark Dealman here with Real Deal Auto Haus. Wanted to talk to you today about a couple things I recently did to the Camaro and a couple issues that I'm having with the car after doing these modifications. So, first one, I'm not sure if you can see in the background over here that the car is now lowered. So I have the Eibach Lowering Springs all the way around, which drops the car 1.1 inches. And with the springs, car handles great. I have magnetic ride control. Absolutely love the new ride. It's slightly stiffer, but I used to drive my car normally in sport mode all the time, never in tour mode. Now I can go in tour mode on the freeway and it feels a little bit closer to sport. So all in all, I like the outcome of that. However, I have come across a couple issues, and I'm going to address those issues and some of the potential fixes that I have tried and a couple that I have not tried yet. So first things first, when I lowered it, obviously you have to do an alignment, which I had the alignment done, and after the first alignment was done, we noticed one wheel, which is actually this one sitting here, the one on the driver's side front, was sitting out further than the passenger side by almost 3/4 of an inch, which is pretty significant. If it was like 1/8 of an inch, maybe it would just be the tolerance from the factory. However, 3/4 of an inch is quite a bit. So we started doing some investigation. We realigned the car, and this was all done by my local Chevy dealer who does a lot of Chevy performance and aftermarket part installations. So they said they weren't quite sure what was causing it. After we did the alignment the second time, we ran out of time that day. So tomorrow we're going to have a conference call with Eibach and the technician at the dealership, and we're going to talk about a couple other potential possibilities to fix this. One that I found during research could be a misalignment of the subframe. However, that's fairly unlikely because of the fact that during the lowering process, the subframe does not get messed with, and the car only has about 2,000 miles, never been in an accident, and prior to it being lowered, the issue was not present. So I've actually went on the Camaro 6 forum and was chatting back and forth with one of the guys from BMR Suspension. He mentioned the fact that they may not have torqued everything down when the car was loosely settled on the ground, which I don't know yet. I need to bring that up tomorrow in the conference call with the Chevy dealer in Eibach and see what they say about that. So, meaning after you get all the suspension and stuff installed, prior to torquing everything down, you want to put the car either on the ground or on a drive-on ramp so that the suspension of the car and everything's under full weight. Let it settle for a second, then torque everything down from there. So we're going to attempt that tomorrow and then look at the subframe just to make sure there was no shifting, which I'm not sure how there could be. But currently my alignment specs are pretty much spot on from left to right in both front and rear. So I set mine up kind of in between the specs for street and track so I can get a little less understeer when we go on some of the canyon drives around here. But all in all that is really, really good. The only thing I did notice on the driver's side front, I'm getting very good wear and a wear line around the edge of the tire. So on the passenger side, however, it seems to actually be making contact with the very top edge of the sidewall under really, really hard turns, which is not good. And my camber is adjusted the same. We've actually done it on 2 separate alignment machines to verify that it wasn't something with the calibration in the alignment machine itself. So when we get done talking about this here, I'll try to get some good shots to show you. Maybe you can see the visual now. So now after attempting the stuff that we've already done, we've been able to bring that wheel only to about a 1/4 inch difference from one side to the other, with the alignment now being 100% correct. Now, I will tell you, and I wrote down the ride height specs. So this is here, and you can kind of see the ride height of the front left and right, and rear left and right. And there's a variance, not very big, about 1/8 of an inch on one side of the car. So that could be due to what I mentioned earlier, that we need to re-torque everything after it's loosely sitting on the ground. So that brings up another point. When I did this lowering, these are a torque yield bolt. There's 6 bolts that need to be replaced. They're a one-time use only according to General Motors. However, A lot of people have used these bolts. Even one of the guys from BMR have said they've loosened, retorqued their bolts almost 15 times with no issue. If you take it to a General Motors dealership, they will make you use a new set of bolts. They were $20. It wasn't a big deal. So when I go back this Wednesday to have them work on it, it's the $20 I already paid. They're going to get another set of bolts, and they're going to foot the bill for it, since we're going to have to look at reworking this a little bit. So they're taking very good care of me on that, and I really appreciate it. So anyway, let me move on to the alignment specs. So I'll show you. This is the FE3 suspension alignment specs that they recommend from General Motors. I tried to get kind of right in the middle, so this is really sloppy. So I was trying to figure out kind of where I wanted to be. You can see that right there, if I can get it in the camera view, shows on this side right here the street and track settings. So if you look at those, and this was my previous alignment here, then we went and tried a different machine altogether just to make sure, and this is where we ended up. So everything sits really, really well. Camber and toe is pretty much identical. It's about 0.1 degree off from left to right, which would not cause a 1/4 inch difference in ride height and that one wheel sitting out further. So anyway, that looks all good. I had them do a custom alignment on it where I wanted the camber on the front to be between the -0.75 and the -1.5 that GM recommends between street and track, because I wanted a little less understeer. And that did help achieve that. So let me see if I can grab the camera here, and we will look and see if you can tell the difference here. So I'm not quite sure at this angle and stuff if you guys can see this here or not. We're looking at the front tire here, and you can kind of see how it sits out about, you know, from the fender total. If I get right along the edge of the car right there, it's out about a 1/2 inch maybe. Now this is the driver front around here, and I'll walk around, do the same thing with the passenger front. So passenger front, actually I'm gonna have to go from the other angle because my lens is on that side. So if I go over here and we line it up, you can see that the wheel is not really even sticking out. It's slightly tucked. Now this one, I'm not sure if you can tell, there's some scuffing along the actual sidewall right here, and that's it, you know, full crank and U-turns, or like a parking lot situation, or when, you know, really, really hard turn at a high speed, it gets folding over onto the sidewall slightly, which is not good. So you can see there's not really a very clear wear line there. Now if I go back to the driver's side, which is the side I think is correct, if we look over here, I'm not sure if you can tell, but we're not getting any rubbing on the sidewall, and the wear is about a 1/4 inch up from the edge of the tread pattern right here. So seems to be much more consistent on that side. So that leads me to believe that the bad side is the passenger side because of the tire wear and the fact that it's sitting in further. And if I recall correctly from looking at other pictures previous to the lowering, the tires did both sit out slightly by about a 1/2 inch in the front with it aligned prior to doing the lowering kit. So now I'm going to pull the car out and do a quick walk around, show you what it looks like. You won't be able to see the 1/8 of an inch difference in ride height from the side to side because it's so minimal. I had to get a tape measure out, do 2 measurements from fender to ground, and then from fender to the center of the wheel. So both of those are good to do just to see if there's any discrepancies. So anyway, guys, I'll be right back with you. All right, sorry about the wind here, guys, but I want to bring the car around, do a quick walk around after it's been lowered. Let's see if we can get some good shots here. You can see the ground clearance of that front air dam is now about 2.5 inches off the ground. And this has the MRR M017 1LE replica wheels running at 285 30 20 up front. And you can see the wheel gap there. the rear. It is a 305 3020 in the rear, and this side is the one that I think we're having an issue with in the front there with it being a little too tucked. So we'll see. Then on the back, you can kind of see the ride height there. It's dropped quite a bit. 305s look good. Got a good amount of rubber on the ground now. And always gotta love that Borla. Okay. Here's the other side of the car here. All in all, the car, I think, sits really well. Just need to figure out why we have a little bit difference in ride height. As I mentioned before, we're going to throw it up on the rack and loosen everything up and try tightening it all back up, retorquing it after everything's settled, see if that fixes it. But I have to tell you, man, these Eibach Springs with these new wheels and tires really made this car handle better. And next on the list is to do the BMR new, let's see, the tow rods and the upper and lower trailing arms as well. Try to give you a look down the side. So you can see the tires sit right at the edge in the back. Move our way to the front. Check out the driver's side. Now the next thing, give you guys a little sneak preview, is the little side markers here in the front and rear. I just ordered those direct from Oracle Lighting, who makes the new concept style, and I did the ones that are going to be painted somewhat white with the tinted clear lens in the middle, because I am getting the GM smoked tail lights to match as well. Oh, there's an overall look of the ride height. Let me see if I can make it a little brighter. There. A little overexposed, but now you can see the wheel gap a little bit better from further back. Back to normal. Again, the car sits really well, rides really well. Just have to figure out this little kink in the system. Alright guys, I'll be right back with you. I'm going to go park the car. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and remember, send me your questions if you have any, and subscribe to follow along as I continue to bring you the real deal on all things automotive. Have a great day guys. Thanks.